get dragged into that house. He passed out and he's woken up. My head ached, and I recalled the last time Norman, Mitch and I had lunch together. Mitchell seemed so much more at ease when we all hung out. Yes, I wonder why. Disgusting noise. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? I'm going to say yes, because then we can unblock that room. As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Like, because someone just boarded up the room downstairs. Being useful and productive there in this plant. Wait, what? There in this plant, that was all I ever wanted. When the factory closed, everything got worse. Being useful and productive. There in this plant. That's all. There in this plant is all I ever wanted. When the factory closed, everything got worse. Nice. I told you he's gone insane. I've got to go through this door actually. No, too late, Lemon. Executive decision being made. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? There's another door downstairs that needs a card. I believe we say yes to this. We need to take this card. We do. I need to know all of the things about this game right now. I need to know everything about this game. I need to know. I need answers. I don't get answers if I don't take things. I'm sorry, Lemon. I'm sorry, Harper. The game is now in my hands. You're just along for a ride. I slipped the key card into my pocket. To begin with, it was all a laugh and a joke. It was like, oh yeah, let's save that. Oh yeah, let's click on this. Now it's like, this is my game. You can do it when you buy the game for yourself. Yep. What? Ah, but I've got to say. There's got to be a loud noise when all these bits of power come back on. Because I know these type of games. No loud noise? Okay. I hear something. The generator started. There's got to be something out here. So we. I struck with the hammer. The old wooden boards came apart easily. After I'd removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. Good. Oh, that little bit of pipe work just then it was a good touch. This was my locker. There, in the factory. It stank of booze. There's a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn open. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. This room was nothing but bad memories. My arm's getting a bit tired now. Stupid arm. Move it around. Oh look, bottles of booze. There's a mess of empty booze bottles. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. No, it's you. He sure had a lot of alcohol at his place. It's you. Maybe that guard outside caught him hiding up here. Maybe the guard caught you hiding up here. But in light of all this, why were we in that man's house? Why did we go into that man's house to begin with? Is the question. Like, who was that man? I believe the door's at the end of here, yeah it is. The keycard I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use a key card? Yes. How's that? There's some kind of ventilation hatch here. It looked like I could jump into the room below. My leg hurt enough as it is. Or as it was. No, but as it is. Oh, well. I'm too tired to even care now. But I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? No. If I was too chicken to jump down that broken ladder before. Wait. If I was too chicken to jump down that broken ladder before, why do it now? There had to be another way. It's true. So I can jump down there, but I've turned all the power on. No. What is this right now? This is the worst. There's some kind of ventilation hatch. Yes. Yes, I did, apparently. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. The bottom of the ventilation hatch hung open. It was pretty high up. I wasn't sure if anyone could have gotten back up there. I just missed loads of shit by doing that. I stepped out of the factory, glad to be rid of its smell, of its memories. I couldn't stop thinking about that room with the bottles in it. Was that guard I found outside really drinking up there? What about Norman? And who had rooted through all those lockers? I couldn't tell where I was as I looked around, but I figured I needed to get out to a road, get my bearings. Maybe Norman could help. His store wasn't that far from the turn-off to the factory, if I remember correctly. Can I just say now, we're going to go to Norman's shop, and Norman's going to be dead. Oh my god, are you locked in there? I was, Harper. They locked me in. I didn't even get to go downstairs into that big power room, which I should have done to begin with. But I thought that was the way to leave. I guess in your first playthrough you don't know, so it warrants another playthrough. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I bought some black bags today. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from the bag. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Yes. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I took the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Yeah. Okay. Did somebody steal this from me? I wondered why they have stashed it in there. Why would have someone thrown their driver's license in the bin? I don't know. It sounded like it was going to start raining again. Okay. I'd entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a television. So I can go upstairs, I can go forward. Surely we'll go upstairs. What the hell? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on a rack. That was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was it doing there? I told you, mate, she left you for Norman. There was a well-maintained gun cabinet here in Norman's room. I didn't know much about guns, but it looked like he had kept a few hunting rifles. I knew Norman hunted occasionally, but I didn't know him to be such a collector. Norman. If Norman is a hunter, the body in the first house we ever saw was a man who he said he recognised, or was in a picture. No, I don't know. Why would Norman be in that house out there in the woods? Because in that first house, anyway, this is where my tangent's coming from. In the first house, there was notes about hunting and about the area, like books on hunting or whatever, I believe. If this guy's got hunting rifles, then he's probably a hunter. So possibly that was Norman in the house, the first body we ever found. TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my co-worker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been stabbed or something. Trying to get up, his eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her caught? Norman, maybe you deserved better. You probably did. Did you close his eyes? Closing Norman's eyes would be no. Okay. Sorry, Norman, but at that moment I was too confused to worry about you. I need to find Rachel to find some answers. Sorry, Norm. I killed you and all. But that's beside the point. I want to go into. What was this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wondered where it led. Did I pull the chain? Yes. I gave the chain a single tug and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. Go. That's a lot to a thing. The hell? Hell of it. I think you cheated and found answers. No other way. What are you on about? Are you saying that I cheated to find the story of this game? Because that is disgraceful. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? That explains why there was a box of Rachel's clothes down at that other house as well. Because I've obviously, when we were breaking up, it looks like I've stolen some of her clothes in boxes when she was leaving. To keep, probably. You knew Norman was dead somehow. Because everyone's fucking dead, Lemon? I've yet to see one alive person. It was quite clear Norman was going to be dead. Because, like, I've already told you the story of this game. 3 years ago, this guy lost his job. He looks like he was starting to have a hard time. So he's turned to drink. Rachel left him. Because he had no job and now he was drinking heavily. So Rachel left for Norman. I figured all this out because in the factory it said Rachel only felt easy when they were all together, and Rachel was real happy with Norman and she liked him. It's so obvious. If I open it, it's got to be a box of Rachel's clothes, and when he finds out it's Rachel's clothes, he might put clues together that she's moved in with him. But yeah, he seems to be suppressing all these memories of what's happened. Do I open it? Do I open it? No. I said this earlier. The only way I need answers, and the only way to get answers is by opening things. I opened the old cardboard box and wasn't entirely surprised by what I saw. There were more of Rachel's things. More of my wife's clothes. Photos, shoes, even the old radio I gave her. Why, Rachel? What were you doing here with Norman? He's suppressing so much, it's unbelievable. I just couldn't believe it. My head ached with everything that was running through it. This is like crazy mad. Crazy mad. It's cool that it came up here. Poor Norman. Poor Norm. Harper, it's you in PvP beating people on the head. Destiny PvP. Harper beating people on the head. Oh, that's funny. There was a door downstairs to go through. I'm gonna risk it up here. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough. There were water rings from 2 cups still in the wood. Because you've killed him recently. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through it. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yes. I found a hairpin almost amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Why did you pocket a hairpin? Yes, why not? Norman, no! Let's go. I should have taken it. I won't play. Probably after this stream, I'll play this again and just take everything and see what I can do. Cause I've left so much stuff. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. Ah, so I need to go there. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. I'm sure she did. That was so funny. That guy was probably thinking, why hasn't Harper shot me in the face with his shotgun already? Just beating some poor guy on the head. I bet Rachel went here all the time, sir. Yep, rob it. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Were you thinking of going somewhere with Rachel, Norman? Yes, away from you, because you're fucking insane. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. I could only think of poor Norman upstairs. What, of putting him in there and trying to freeze him for another day? There are various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of a water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then, because it was back from an older time. What? This guy's an idiot. Of all the postcards, that one seemed to be the most popular. There were only a few left. Okay. That night continued to take a horrible turn after a horrible turn. It had been weeks since I had last seen Norman, but to find him like that. Who could have done that to him? Seeing that dusty box of those old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. The truth is real, people. Everyone's just like, stop what you're doing and watch my stream. This is important. Is that my house? Can't go anymore. There's 2 of them. There's 3 of them. There's 4 of them. Which one's got to be mine? Do we start from the far left? Do we start from the far right? Which one's going to be mine? I don't want to go into mine until last. No, this game. I've got to start from the far left. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. It's always got to be this one. Yep. The door only led me back. I had to find my house. What? No, I want. The other one's better being locked, I'm telling you right now. The gate was locked tight. It wasn't my house. The neighbourhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out of it as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Yes, because you put it in there, because you've sent a fucking death note to someone. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. It was yours. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Norman, I'm sending this to you in the letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him. No way. This is from Rachel. But why would Rachel... So Rachel wasn't even just... She didn't leave her husband. She was having an affair. That's just mad. So he lost his job, then found out his wife was having an affair with another guy. That's what's probably turned him to a drink. That's why he's killed Norman. That's insane. Norman, so don't you think you could hold that against me? Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. I didn't know what to think. My mind was racing, my heart pounding. I had to get home. I just had to. Had the wrong gate. Well, try it again. Had the wrong gate again. Good. One more time. No, whatever. Oh, this is mine because it's got blood all over the wall. It looks like blood. It could be just dirt. I don't know. Couldn't click on it anyway. I'd entered my own... Oh, I entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was what? But also afraid. Oh god. Right. No, to be scared. I'm in my own garden. I feel safe now. This would be a good time to try and scare me. I held my breath as I approached our back door. See, I think he's slowly remembering right now. Rachel cheated on Ross. They were on a break. Oh god. Rachel's going to be dead. Harper's called it. Look, I held my breath as I approached... look, right here he's remembering. I held my breath as I approached our back door. It's like, it's my back door. I live there by myself. I was terrified to step inside. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing. Oh god. Ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. I remember having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. Can I click on it one more time? No. So we've got one door, we've got upstairs. We've got something on the floor. There's a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Yes. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about cancelling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? Because you're in debt. You've lost your job. You've lost your wife. You've lost everything, sir. So I'm guessing that's the front door. The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out. Though I needed to see if Rachel was here. Rachel's either not going to be here or she's going to be dead. Go into the kitchen. The door to the basement was locked. Where had I put that damn key? Got another upstairs. We've got another room on the left. Has he spoken about Rachel in the past tense? He has not. He's said everything. That's the first time he's said my as well. Like, it's always our. Like, he still thinks they're together. Like, he's in a state of delusion right now. He feels like everything's normal and fine. Okay, he's always said... No, he's never spoke about her in past tense ever. That I can remember. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Okay, let's try the other one. I found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel. I stared back at... What? And I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. Do you mean it stared back at me? Or whatever. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? He's probably taken poppers and been to a rave. Oh god. Yes, I've kept everything else in my wallet, so why not? Oh, that's too good. I placed the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got back a part. Feel like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? I wonder why. Maybe I had dropped it there. Yeah, maybe. TV, let's see what's on. Our television. See, it's gone back to our instead of my. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterwards, but by then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about that, I realised. Yeah, so... okay, upstairs again. It was worded kind of strange. I knew what it meant, but I was just saying it was... That's what I was saying. It was worded weird. Like, I was just very weird. So weird. Let's see what's going on in the left. But thank you, Harper, for clarifying what was going on in this stupid game. It's been wrote in a weird way. The books. They were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now I looked more closely. It looked like the man in the house had some of the same books as I did. One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edition. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Yeah. Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and a train ticket. Is this what you were going to do with Norman? Rachel, why? Were you really going to run away with Norman? Was I really such a monster? Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. I couldn't really make myself out anymore. I wasn't sure I wanted to. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top of the drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes, because my key. I pocketed the key. The laptop was warm. It had been running for a while. He killed her before she could leave. That's what I guess. Our sink, which needed to be replaced, one of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. My old house was charming for sure, but it wasn't always easy. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of these wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made that house home. Okay. So we've got a key. Probably a key to a damn basement. Have we been in here? Yeah, because that's the TV what we bought where I had no money. Was it this door? It was locked. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. So I don't have that key yet, so it's got to be to the basement. I unlocked the basement door. Oh god. Here it is. This is GG. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key in here. Did I take the key? Yes. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. There were old clothes, tools and other things we haven't obviously thrown out yet. We had way too much junk. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't fixed it yet, so the door was stuck, and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through it if I had found something heavy enough. Okay. 1 minute. In your basement you put up a drywall, and your wife is missing. Okay. The grimy key I found in the basement unlocked the door. Cool. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? No, sir, no. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Okay. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? What is that noise, and why is it kind of... Is that don't look again? That don't look message? I really don't want to. Don't look again. I don't want to. That noise has got a lot louder. A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what was laying within, but I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen. When I looked within the rags, did I finally find Rachel? Did I finally find my Rachel? Do I get to pick if I find her or not? What? After all this searching, after all I'd seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? What is this choice right now? What is this? Wow. Did I find my Rachel? If I say yes, then we found Rachel. If I say no, what are we going to find? Like, what is this? What even is this right now? What? No. Ooh, Lemon's going no. Is anyone else in chat wanting to chime in on this? Because it might have to be a no. Oh, this could be it. I really want to put yes. Did I find my Rachel? Did I finally find my Rachel? Yes. Advocate's obvious. Advocate just sounds like a yes man to me. He's said no. It hasn't said no all night. He's just said yes to everything. Advocate's like yes, 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 yes. It's like, calm down, Advocate. I think you need to be making someone else say yes, yes, yes. I say yes, let's do it. I think it means if you look or not. Yes. I'm gonna have to say yes. 3 people said yes. I say the answer is 42. Hi Sin. How are you doing tonight, sir? Hope you're doing well. Yes. First person view. I'm scared. I don't like first person view. Oh no. My hands tremble as I pull back the layers of cloth. There, the centre, under all the dirt and mess, was my beloved, my Rachel. Her arms were bruised all over and slashed repeatedly. Oh. Her clothes were ripped and torn, and even through all that sickening blood, it was obvious she had been stabbed to death. The knife I had carried all this way suddenly seemed like a poison. What had happened, Rachel? Who did this to you? I thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs. I made my way back upstairs, reluctantly exhausted from my journey. I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. We're back in it. Maybe I was used to some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. Just use her books and figure out where to go. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. What else that? It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody else stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Yes. Yes, you were at them places before. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. You must have been. Yes, you were. But what does that mean? It means you killed everyone. You're the killer. You're insane. You're the killer. It was you. So where am I going right now? What's this? This was an old photo of that other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. There were a lot of disturbing things in those tunnels underneath that house. Maybe that man wasn't quite what it seemed. Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? I should have picked up everything. Oh, this is balls. All the things that I left and didn't leave and didn't pick up and didn't look at. The things I missed. Was that man in the house I have no idea who that man in the house was. There was no mention of that man ever again after we left his house. Like, why were we in a random guy's house to begin with, is what I want to know. Like, why were we there? Was he involved? Maybe? Possibly? No, advocate. The guy was Norman, who was next to our house. We found him upstairs. He was a good friend of ours. There's us, which we still don't know our character's name, I don't think. So there's me, Rachel and Norman. There's no mention of that first guy. I don't know who that guy was. There's no backstory there. There's nothing. Just like underground, it said there was like names and stuff all scribbled out. But I don't know who that guy would have been. At all. Ow. See you, Lemon. Thanks for stopping by once again. I've got to say no. I think it was. I wasn't sure, but the poor old bastard was good and dead. He was a victim, not a criminal. Within the few broken pieces that remained on the mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. Perhaps I would never know what that mirror came to be, how that mirror came to be broken. Was it by Rachel's assailant, or by Rachel herself? The thought lingered, and would haunt me forever. That's great then. Yep. So what's in this door? Oh, we're going over doors now as well. It was the keycard I found in the factory. The one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's. But if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to a factory? No! No, Norman wasn't going back to a factory at all. No, somebody else was using that locker room. But who? You! You were using that locker room. That's why your area smelled like alcohol. That's why all the booze was there. Oh my god, this guy. The laptop had finally run out of power. How long had it been left running? I don't know. It's definitely this guy. What's in here? Reflecting in the grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. The quiet in that room unnerved me terribly. I still loved that old-time charm of that claw-footed bathtub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. Rachel loved this part of the house. Because it's a secluded area where you can get away from everyone. That's why. Here was the letter I'd taken from the post box. Rachel, were you really having an affair with Norman? Yes. But why? I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried of what Norman might do. Did he do that? Did he do that? Do Rachel? Harper, I told you. You just need to keep opening chests. Just keep on opening random chests. That's it. Go to a patrol on Mars and open the chests. Did he do that? Do Rachel? Yes. He did do that. Do Rachel? Typo. Did he do? No, he didn't do it to Rachel. Norman may have betrayed me, but I didn't think he was capable of that. I hated him. I hated him so much. But I couldn't blame him for what happened to my wife. You have to realise that that letter didn't even get sent to Norman. Norman didn't even know she was leaving. Norman had no idea because the letter never got sent. The security tape I'd found still lingered in my mind. What was on it? Why did someone take that tape? Oh, what was it? The tape we never looked at as well. Half of a tape we never looked at. Oh, this game. Oh, what was on that tape? Play it now. Don't we have a VCR? From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. Just thinking about things like that made me sick with grief. Sounds like you were happy that you could get away with doing whatever you wanted, actually. My old office safe sat on the floor. It used a digital passcode lock. Did I try and open it? Yes. The safe used an 8-digit code. What was that damn code again? Oh, I can type it in. 8-digit code. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that wasn't it. Damn, I couldn't remember. Balls to your end. If that was it, I would have died. I would literally have died. I leafed through the notebook I'd taken from the forest. In it were the names that had been written down. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Irish, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. I recall the names I saw scratched out on that old desk, deep within those musky tunnels. Was the man in that house really up to something? He was the one responsible for Rachel's murder, but I found him dead. Then again, maybe he did kill Rachel. Why would that man kill Rachel? There's no need for it. But maybe he did, and that's why we've killed him. There's no need for this guy to have killed that guy to begin with. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back to the basement. Nope, 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 nope. The mail still sat there, heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying in that basement? It seemed like that mail had been there for a while. Leave. There's nothing for me here anymore, so no reason to stay in that house. Did I leave, never to return? Should I leave or should I go back to the basement? But the government is run by idiots. Why can't I be like them? That's nice, Advocate. Basement. Oh, Advocate's going basement. Advocate's going double basement. Jesus, calm down, Advocate. Chill out. Harper? Is there anything else to do in the basement? This guy just said, do I face myself to go back down there again? But he never said that you could leave. So I just thought I might try and leave and see what happens. So it looks like the basement's a side option kind of thing. You don't have to go in the basement, but Rachel's body's down there. I think, maybe, possibly. So Rachel's body could still... I have no idea what's in that basement. I have no fucking idea. Ah. No. There'll be no more dinners here. No more chit chat over breakfast. At least not for us. There would be no more dinners here, no more chit chat. He must have locked the door. There was no reason to go to my backyard anyway. If I was guilty, I could take this to... What? If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Did I pick up the knife? I like how at this point, he's literally just said, if I was guilty. Out of the blue, he's just come and thought, 1 minute, if I am guilty, maybe I should dispose of this. Throughout the whole game, he's been just forgetting and denying everything, but this crucial moment is just like, If I am actually guilty. That's crazy mad right there. That's just... After all of his character's gone through, he's just like... Right now, at this point, he's just like, if I was guilty, should I do something with this knife? Yes, you should. Should you pick up the knife, Harper, really? Why do we pick up the knife? Do we pick up the knife? Do we pick up the knife? I really want to say no. But Harper demands it, so it's going to be yes. I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. Now that I stood there, I really go back into that room again. I'd already seen too much. I need to put an end to this situation one way or another. So you can't go back in, but you can get the knife. So now we've got a knife in hand. There will be... No, oh. He said, did I? He did. It's time to leave. I knew I needed to escape. But what about the knife I still carried? So did I leave? No, you didn't leave. I peered at the knife as I turned away. A warm place, I'd thought. Where could that be? Somewhere warm? Old office safe sat on the floor. I used a digital passcode. Did I try and open it? No. I didn't think it was important at the time. Somewhere warm. Okay. Exactly what do you mean somewhere warm? To get rid of a knife? Why is somewhere warm got to do with getting rid of a knife? It makes no sense. Somewhere warm to get rid of a knife? What? The old claw-footed bathtub hadn't been cleaned nearly enough. Still, it would probably do. If I wanted to, I could use that knife to finally end this. But one question was, did I think I deserved it? Did I? Was this my fault? Did I deserve to die? What is going on right now? What is this? This is just... Do I let this guy commit suicide? Do I tell him yes and end his life? Or do I say no and leave out the front door and see what happens? Do you think he did it? Kill everyone. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's like... He's thinking... But I think he's just realised... Or he's now contemplating that he may have done all of this. He's now thinking... I've killed everyone. that's in my way. And now he's got to commit suicide because it got so bad. The tape is probably the critical piece of information. What could have been on that tape? I have no idea. No idea. So I can either kill myself or leave. The killer is on that tape. You're obsessed with fucking tape. The tape was too early into the game, Harper. I don't think that tape was going to be the killer. But then again, it was thrown away into the garbage. It could have been anything, Harper. Could have been anything. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear, I tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-stained horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. I wasn't sure what had happened to that other man. I hadn't found... I ruined it. I wasn't sure what had happened to that other man I had found in that house. It seemed to me more a victim. He seemed to me more than a victim. But what was his role in all of this? I have no idea. Now that I thought of it, those sewers were a terrible mystery. What had happened there? I was lucky in my way to even find a way out of there, but I never did find out what was on that tape. What might have been shown to me on that bloody fucking tape? I found contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the hell had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but knew I had been to that forest, and even Norman's place, well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things, hopefully. I thought I would cover my tracks, so I wouldn't be blamed for all of this. Deeper in those woods was where things became truly awful. Finding that notebook only made things worse. Rachel's name had been on that list. So what terrible plot was she a part of? There was a similar list of names in that desk in the tunnels. What was the connection? Whatever had happened, I knew at least that Norman wasn't the one who kept going back to that factory. I hoped it meant that he had nothing to do with that guard's violent end. But who had been rooting through those lockers or drinking in that boarded up room? After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's store. But all I found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I recently really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, what were you and Rachel up to? It was obvious things were more complicated than I'd ever imagined. How long had you been going behind my back? More importantly, why Norman? Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you too. Maybe they knew about what you were up to. I would never know peace, Norman, but despite your transgressions, a part of me really did hope that you would. I read that completely wrong. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would all end. And I guess in a way it did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disorientated as when I sleepwalked. To think of it now. Our house used to feel so lively, so warm. But coming into the kitchen, I felt only a cold, empty tension. Everything terrible thought I had up to that point was suddenly a possibility, but nothing could have prepared me. My wife, dead, ruined, discarded. Rachel's death was a terrible mystery to me, one that would haunt me forever unless I did something about it. For what solace can a man take in the death of his wife? What comfort can be offered? Rachel had been taken from me, and I might never know why. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. Why do you have an arrow right on the fucking text, you idiot? What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbours knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. I want to see where space takes me. What the hell? Why is it so small? Oh yeah. What happened? See what others think. Read what other players of Home think is going on and how they interpret the game. Oh my god. See what happened. Well, what happened to you? What do you think is going on? Share your experience via Twitter or send us a message. What do other people think? I think Norm and Rachel had something going on. I'm not sure what. But after I lost my job, I couldn't deal with things anymore and let myself go. This is exactly what I thought up to now. She went with another man, and I just got angrier and angrier. So I took it out on Norm and Rachel, and blacked out after burying her in the yard. Or at least that's what I think happened. No, you didn't bury her in the yard at all. Because you couldn't go back into that room. Rachel was imagined by the protagonist as a coping mechanism, as something to give him hope. As his world began disintegrating around him, I imagine that it's possible that he's been murdering the town's women during his blackouts that Norman discovered, and he killed Norm. And then I killed Rachel was the hell of a twist. But I think it's also possible that Norman's the murderer and that I discovered this and killed him, which triggered my awakening. What? Norman and Rachel had an affair, and Rachel left to get a new perspective on things. She's alive somewhere, but who was the shadows following me in the forest? Who were the people in the forest? Who were the people? Oh my god. See? These stories on here are just crazy. What the hell? This is amazing. What do you mean press C? What? Press C to go to the App Store. Press C. There you are, Advocate. There's the link to the App Store. Just for you. I pooped my pants. Oh my god. So like this whole right, wait, see if I can share screens with this. Where's this gone? Where's OBS? Find OBS to begin with. Where's OBS? Move this across here. Big it up. Add window capture. Okay. Okay. Here we are. So here's the screen what I'm looking at. Here it is. Here's the player submitted interpretations of the game. Here's a massive wall of text. Here's a massive wall of text. Here's a little bit. Here's a massive wall of text which I'm going to read in a minute. Here's another massive wall of text. I pooped my pants. Literally. That's some guy's interpretation of the whole game. I pooped my pants. Well done, that man. You are a pinnacle of human being. You really are. I pooped my pants. This is insane. I killed Rachel. That's what the husband thinks. That's what he tells himself because he can't handle facing that he dreamed Rachel into his life. She belonged elsewhere, with Norman. The husband was a significant other to no one. He was single, alone. He was doomed to be alone. And he knew... Oh, that's crazy insane. That's so good. Because if her and Norman were together, and she felt easier when her and Norman and him were all together, it's because her and Norman were actually together, and she may have been having an affair with this guy, and Norman was her actual husband. Mind has been blown right there. That is amazing. He was single, alone. He was doomed to be alone, and he knew it. That's why he killed. That's why he killed. He fascinated about carving a world for just him and Rachel. He cut through anyone who would threaten him. With fantasy, what reality became too strong to fight. He lashed out at the only person left in his world, me. He cut through me, with his accusations. But I never killed Rachel. Never could have. Oh my days. This is actually amazing right now. I was alone. Maybe always have been. Maybe I'd been jealous of what Norman had. Maybe I was just fearful of being struck with a expensive TV I couldn't afford from a store with no return policy. But I would have done anything to have had a Rachel in my life. An anchor to support me, keeping me from losing myself. Or maybe I had really chased my Rachel away, or worse. Regardless, I couldn't tell where my drinking ended and lost time began. But I had clearly been a troubled soul, and I brought the whole lot of trouble back to where I once called home. Well, that's got to be the end of the stream anyway, so... I just find this really amazing. It's kind of cool. Thanks for stopping by, everyone that's still here. And this game is actually really, really amazing. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 game. If this game didn't get 10 out of 10s on across the board, then people are dumb. This game is really fucking good. That is actually a really scary game. It has atmosphere. It's got the right amount of, like, the sound assets in that game are so fucking good. Just like little bits of pipe knocking on each other. Just get you going. And like it's had a couple of rooms in there where there's just been no noise at all. And that's the worst, where it's just nothing. Just complete dead silence. So yeah, I would recommend this game to anyone. Even though you've already seen it, play it for yourself. Lights out, middle at night, headphones on. Absolutely amazing game. And don't do what I did and literally pick up everything and look at everything. Because I was thinking that by the end of it you got to get caught for something, but you're not. I'm going to have to play for that game and pick up everything and check everything. And now that I know which doors I don't want to go through to check everywhere, I do believe that I could possibly get all the answers. That was really cool. So is it still speculation that you killed everyone? Harper, no one knows anything. It's like, did our guy really kill anyone? Did he actually kill anyone? Was Rachel even a thing? Like, was Rachel just not a figment of his imagination? And he just lived in his house by himself? When he came home, he said, I walked to our back door. That my back door might have been him coming back to being normal. Because he's never had a actual wife. He might have had passing girlfriends, but maybe not a wife. So he lived in his house by himself, and that was Norman's wife. So we could have not killed anyone throughout the whole game. How did they all die? I don't know. I wonder what would have happened if you killed yourself. That's a good question, actually. What would have happened? And guess all I can do now is I can press space, C, or escape. Okay. So space goes to that website, C goes to that website. So if I... big... Oh, this page. No. Okay then. The only button I can press now is escape. Did you say if I give up now, would it... I can only exit the game completely. The game won't even go into full screen anymore. So I guess that's it. Well done, game. Was all a dream? He'd just wake up. That's a really good conclusion to that story. I could see that happening. But yeah, I do need to be going anyway. Well, I don't need to be, but I'm going to be going. But yeah, that was a really, really fun game. Thank you, Harper, for suggesting that I try play a scary game. Because I would never have looked on my Steam list and saw that game, because I completely forgot I had that. That was really, really good. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, everyone. And nice to see you again, Sin. You've been not really around. Wait, have I streamed since last... Yeah. You haven't been around as much. It's nice to see your face popping in every now and then. And thank you, Harper, for suggesting this game. Well, suggesting I play a scary game. Because I found this. So yeah, I'll see you all... What day is it today? I don't know if you'll... Oh, I've got tomorrow off. I might stream tomorrow. Because I've got tomorrow off, so... There could be a secret stream tomorrow of something, but I don't know what. So yeah, toodles.